And we're there at the school cafeteria, and this guy comes up and he goes, "Hey, so-and-so wants to battle you." I was like, all right, let's do it. And so we're going back and forth. Kids start circling around us. And then here comes the principal. He's stomping. He was a big man. Stomping. He's like, hey, what's going on here? And he's rapping. And the principal stops like, oh, shit, these kids have talent. And then I don't remember the line, but I remember saying this. And I had a quarter in my hand. And I was, battling this guy. And I was talking so much shit about him. And I was like, I said, thank you for coming. I said something about like, thank you for coming. Oh yeah, and here's your paycheck. And I threw my quarter at him. I threw my quarter at him, and everyone was like, oh shit.
Hey guys, welcome back to Inherently Gay Podcast, the podcast where we break down cultural topics every week. This week I'm super excited because we have an Austin staple, a music legend, a curator of vibes. Please welcome to the podcast today, DJ KICKIT.
Hey, yo, what up?
Hey, how are you?
Man, I'm feeling good. I feel rested. Man, I'm happy. I'm here. We here.
I'm excited to have you. If y'all are just tuning in, the Grammys just happened, fresh off the runway, got to see some music acts. Any like faves that you were excited about?
It's Black History Month, and I'm always rooting for people of color, man. So shout out to all the winners, Victoria Monet, and I love seeing. Obviously, my highlight was Beyonce,
The Queen.
Yeah, the Queen, man. Shout out to Jay-Z. I'm a huge Jay-Z fan, and I know there's a lot of debate going on right now about what he said and why he said it and how he said it, and that there was even discussion at my house too. My wife was like, he could have left that part out. I'm like, no, but that's why fans like myself really appreciate and admire Jay-Z, because he doesn't hold back, and the fact that he stood up for his wife, I thought that was beautiful, and then Blue Ivy, she's adorable, and I'm almost 40, and this girl already is like almost as tall as her dad. So I want to know what was in her, formula in her cereal. Okay. I got to talk to my mom. They're like, why didn't you put some of that on me?
Some Pedialyte.
Yeah, because I'm short AF. But no, I enjoyed the Grammys. It was great, man. And like I said, the big part I was looking forward to was Jay-Z's speech. And yeah, it was a speech that I needed to hear. It was like the universe just somehow put that in front of me. It was perfect.
Oh, so, I love that. Yeah, no, I was excited for Victoria Monet. She now has Grammys. SZA won, of course. I was really excited for Tracy Chapman to come on with Fast Car.
I missed that performance. I'll look it up later, but I missed it. I was driving home when she was performing. I was like, yeah, I'm totally missing it. But yeah.
That song makes me cry. I'm just like, damn. But yeah, no, you were talking about, Jay-Z being a big, huge fan. Obviously, you're an amazing DJ.
Thank you.
Do you have, I have a question for you. Like, what was your first, your CD or cassette or vinyl that you got that you were just, obsessed with, you remember?
I love that question. So my first tape ever was Boys to Men, the 2 album.
Okay.
And if y'all don't know what the 2 album is, it's all blue, and it has the Roman numeral 2 on it. And that tape, honestly, saved my mind, saved my life as a kid.
Yeah.
I want to say maybe 7 years old when I bought that tape, 7 or 8. It must have been an 8, because I would go to work with my dad on the weekends doing yard work, or if I couldn't go with him, then I would go clean houses with my mom. And so any little $10, $20 that they would give me, I felt like I was rich.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
As an 8-year-old. But then on Sundays, like Saturday was for work. I remember that. So there was no Saturday cartoons for me. It was like, get up, go to work. But Sundays, my parents would treat me to go to the mall. And be like, let's just go to the mall. Let's go have some fun as a family. So, but my fun, I would always run to the music store. It'd be Sam Goody or Warehouse Music. I would just run into the store and just go find the artist that I'm watching on TV. And Boyz II Men 2 was my first album. Okay. Everything about that album. I fell in love with the melodies, with the drumming. It was New Jack Swing. That was hot. That was a genre that was hot at that time. But I would play, can I cuss?
Yeah.
Okay, I would play the shit out of that tape. And Yeah, yeah. The tape was hot when I would pop it out of my tape player.
I'm like, sing a little something for us.
No, and I thank you. I just, like I said, that album for me was everything, and I studied the shit out of their vocals. Like I always tell my wife, like, if I could have a talent aside from DJing, it would be singing, because I love to sing. I just shouldn't sing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I fell in love with everything about that album. The way they sang, the way they harmonize, the drumming that they used, the bass lines, and that right there just sparked like everything for me musically.
Yeah.
So from there it was like the Space Jam soundtrack, SWV, So I'm big time.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like as a DJ now, like you, even since you were a kid, like you were already pulling apart, the melodies, the beats, everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I would even so at 6 o'clock in the evening, there was this radio station in San Antonio called KSJL.
Shout out KSJL.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately they're not around anymore, and it breaks my heart. But man, shout out to them wherever these DJs are. But 6 o'clock at night, they would play new R&B music, you know what I mean, or new hip hop music. They would play like Atlanta bass or Southern bass music. And I just fell in love in what I would do. And I guess looking back at it now, you could say I had DJ tendencies already, because then I started recording. I would grab like a blank tape and start recording.
Yeah.
And then I would make my own little albums.
Burn a tape.
Yeah, burn a tape. Because then when we would go on vacation to Mexico, it was a long 6-hour drive, but I'd be there with my little Walkman, my Discman or whatever, and I would just be like looking at the mountains, getting into Mexico, visit my tias and tios, and just listening to Boyz II Men, like SWV, Whitney Houston. But I would make my own albums, like my own little mixtape.
Yeah,
It's like, what do I want this mixtape to be? It's just R&B. Okay, so I'm gonna wait on the radio for them to play like some Blackstreet or something. So yeah.
So you were the one, like, you were making the mixtapes and the CDs for your family and friends?
No, just for myself. Because my parents do not listen to the music that I listen to. They listen to like other stuff, like Luis Miguel, which I fucking love. But like, the old school Hispanic, Latino artists, right? And
Hernandez.
Yeah, all of them. Yeah, Rocio Dulcar, like all of them, which I admire. But yeah, they don't listen to my music. Okay. So yeah, it would just be me in the headphones.
Gotcha. So when would you say like was a moment when you were like, okay, I want to be like a DJ?
It wasn't until about maybe going on 11 years ago. So music has always been I've always known I wanted to do something with music. I just didn't know what it was. So like when I was a kid, I'd make my own little mixtapes for myself. I'd buy a bunch of music. I'd submerge myself in music. I was a drummer. I played the violin in church. I was a rapper at one point in high school. But I continued making mixtapes and all that in college. I wouldn't sell them, but like my friends would borrow them and never give them back. But 11 years ago, I was actually working at a bank. I was a business banker, and I learned about this app called iDJ, and it's still out there.
Okay.
And so you download this app, and it pulls the music from your iTunes library. And so you'd be there with your phone, and then you turn it to the side, and it would turn into like little turntables.
Gotcha.
And then I was just like, let's see what this does. The music theory piece never leaves you. So I was like, okay, I know how to like read tempos. I know what goes well with what. And I was just hooked on playing one. Like, what does, like Wu-Tang sound with mixing Boyz II Men? And what does Boyz II Men sound with mixing Luis Miguel? So I started dabbling into different genres on that. And I could not put my phone down.
Yeah.
Like, you would think I was playing a game, but really I'm teaching myself how to DJ through this app. And so I was just like, you know what? The more and more I kept playing with it, the more I fell in love with it, and I bought equipment just to play at home. Yeah. And I just kept doing it, and I was like, you know what? I wonder what it's like to play out in the publics. And so ever since then, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna be a DJ. I'm gonna practice to be a DJ.
I love that you kind of just like you just found it on your phone, and then something like that was something fun and passionate just became big and blew. I want to go back to this rapper thing. Okay.
Oh my God.
I'm like, we're not gonna let that slide over.
Yeah.
Did you have a rapper name? Like, what was
Yes. Yes,
let's get into that.
Oh my God. So I started rapping when I was a freshman in high school. And I when I was a freshman in high school, I discovered my first boyfriend ever, and he didn't know it. DMX.
Okay.
Rest in peace, DMX. But I loved his flow, and I used to listen to Rap City, which was a show that was on BET.
Okay.
Yeah, I fell in love even deeper with hip hop, and I started obviously reciting, like us, like we love Beyonce songs, so we start learning her lyrics and stuff, right? So same thing. I started learning about Cannabis and LL Cool J and getting deep into DMX and Lil Kim and the Lox and all these artists, right? And I think I cannot remember how or what made me want to rap, but I think one thing I used to like to do is write poetry.
Oh, I love that.
I used to write poetry a lot, and I think one day there was this program at my high school, and it was called the Edgewood Fine Arts Academy. And it was just like this, right? They always had studios. They had booths where you can go record and stuff.
Yeah.
And one of my friends was like, you should go in there and record. And I was like, okay, cool. And I was just being so stupid. And they played a song. I think it was PM Dawn. Set a bliss on memories of you. I'm saying it so wrong. It's not coming to me, but it was that song, and we found the instrumental. Okay. And I pulled out my poetry book, and I just started saying it, and they're like, oh, okay. But it was nothing serious. I was playing. But just the same way I fell in love with Boys to Men and falling in love with music as a kid, I fell in love with, holy shit, like rapping. Like, it made me feel powerful. It made me feel like, yeah.
Yeah.
So I started practicing, and I would battle dudes at the school.
Damn. Okay.
I was very serious.
Cyphers. Okay.
Yeah, we did. And I remember vividly, I'll tell you what my DJ name is in a second, but I remember my rapper name, sorry. I remember vividly, we were in, during lunch, right? And we're there at the school cafeteria, and this guy comes up and he goes, hey, so-and-so wants to battle you. And I was like, all right, let's do it. And so we're going back and forth. Kids start circling around us. And then here comes the principal. He's stomping. He was a big man. Stomping. He's like, hey, what's going on here? And he's rapping. And the principal stops like, oh, shit, these kids have talent. And then I don't remember the line, but I remember saying this. And I had a quarter in my hand. And I was, battling this guy. And I was talking so much shit about him. And I was like, I said, thank you for coming. I said something about like, thank you for coming. Oh yeah, and here's your paycheck. And I threw my quarter at him. I threw my quarter at him, and everyone was like, oh shit. And the principal was like, all right, y'all settle down. He walked away but you could see in his face, he was like, dang, okay. I'd rather them do this shit than to be fighting.
Yeah.
Because I went to a pretty hood school. But my rapper name was Inky Skills. Yes, because I would write so much, and I could write a rhyme like within minutes and then start rapping it. But that was, again, in high school. I was in high school. That shit lasted for like maybe 3.5 years. And please don't ask me to freestyle because I have no skill set on that anymore. But I had so much fun with it. I performed like in San Antonio at the Sunset Station. Yeah. I mean, I'm not trying to toot my horn here, but I had something. Okay. And once
you hear that, Megan, Nikki, the beef?
Oh,
we got skills coming out.
Yeah, I know, right? Hold on. Hold my beer.
Get in the booth.
Yeah, exactly. But no, I had fun with it. And would I do it again? Probably, but that's not my focus. My focus is really perfecting more so like my ear, learning more about, what's hot out there, the music scene, and building myself up even more as a DJ. But I had fun with it, so.
Dang, I love that. Yeah, no, me and my friends, whenever we drink and stuff and we're just hanging out, we're like, all right, it's cypher time. Put on a beat on YouTube and we'll just start.
Yeah. I tried doing that shit with my wife, and she was like, no. I was like, come on. I was like, I was like, we're driving home. Okay, go. And she just like looks at me like, man, can you just shut up and get us there? So yeah.
Oh my God, come on, X gonna give it to you.
Yeah, right.
But no, I love that. And like, it sounds like even though like you did rapping and you wrote poetry, all of that kind of related to like music and DJ and that affinity for that. I love that. But I know that you talked about, having an ear for things. Can you talk a little bit about, how your own culture and your identity like plays into you whenever you make like beats and vibes?
Yeah. As much as I felt like I was the black sheep of the family when it came to music, because I'm very different than, anybody in my family. Like most of my family is all in Mexico. So they obviously listen to what they know down there, right? And my brother too, like he listened to a bunch of different stuff, but I'm in my own world when it comes to R&B and hip hop. However, I cannot deny like where I'm from, who I am, and the type of music that my parents listen to. Like I love Luis Miguel. Like that is the one artist that brings our family together. My parents, my brother, like word for word, we love Luis Miguel. So I never forget that. And so in any event that I do, I always try to represent who I am, whether it's through a song, whether it's through me emceeing, like, ¿Qué onda, mi gente? Da, 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 da. Something, a shirt that I could be wearing. When I get told to DJ and play whatever you want, man, I'm playing hip hop. I'm playing Latin. I'm playing like a little bit of where I'm from and then mixing it with today's music. And so I always try to make sure that I represent that fully. Like I said, whether it's in my appearance or in my music, like you're going to hear a little bit of my story. And I love it when people come to me like, I haven't heard that shit since I used to clean with my mom. And I'm like, because I know us. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
And I like that you have like, it's almost as if like peaks and values. Like you're being a DJ, like you have to be able to like read the room. You got to be able to read the people, the vibes, what is going to get them dancing and going. How do you kind of, I guess, say you're DJing at an event. Yeah. How do you kind of decide when to like pivot and switch beats or genres?
That's the one thing I wish that people that are not DJs, that don't know anything about the DJ culture or the skill, I wish that is something that they would be open-minded to and understand, right? Because as a DJ, you're not just coming in, plugging in your laptop, plugging in your turntables or your board and playing music.
Yeah.
You're playing music, yes. You're pressing certain buttons, absolutely. But you have to read the crowd. DJs are one of the biggest judgmental people in a good way, because I'm looking at you and I'm watching you bob your head to like some Meg Thee Stallion. Okay, if you like Meg Thee Stallion, how are you gonna like Beyonce? Okay, you like Beyonce? All right, let's tap into some Nicki. Okay, I see where this is going. Let's sprinkle a little bit of Taylor Swift. I personally don't like Taylor Swift. I'm sorry, but I understand, right? And I also look at the age group. You know what I mean? So if it's someone like my age or a little bit older, let's play some classics, some 90s shit, some 80s shit. If I see someone that's around my age, maybe a little bit younger, I'm going to tap into some 2000s music. But it takes a lot of skill to be able to really touch an audience. And I've had my bad gigs where I'm like, man, nothing's hitting. And maybe it's just that people don't want to dance. People are not drunk enough yet. So we all have our moments, but if you were to put someone that is a non-DJ and you tell them, I want you to make this whole room dance, 9 times out of 10, they're going to be like, what song do I play? I don't know what to do. So it's organization, it's skill, it's experience. And even just as a business person, right? A businesswoman, it's also talking to your client. Like, let's say, for example, you hire me for a birthday party for yourself. I'm going to have a conversation with you. Like, tell me about your peoples, man. What kind of music do they like? What kind of music do you want to dance to, man? Is there any kind of vibe or tone that you want to set? And it's also having that conversation without going into a space blindly, like wondering what to play. So, yeah.
You got to know what you're walking into.
Exactly. And I feel blessed to say this. I'm at a point now where I don't have to take every single gig. Because
okay, let's celebrate
thank you. Yeah. Because now I get to really be selective on the gigs that I take, because I also want to have fun too.
Yeah.
I don't want to just be a person in the corner just playing music. Like, I want to have fun, and when I have fun, everybody has fun.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Awesome. No, I love that. And then I think a lot of people don't understand, and they think like it's just like you queuing up like a playlist on Spotify, and it's like it's kind of, I can see the frustration sometimes on like my friends who are DJs and their faces when, some drunk girl comes up and is like, hey, can you, I don't know, play Cotton Eye Joe? And it's like, girl, we got a whole different vibe going.
Yeah. That's funny you say that. So this weekend at an event that I had, I went to go get some tea, right? This is before the event started. And the girl was like, this was the CrossFit competition that I was telling you about, right? And so they had a coffee truck outside. So I went out there, ordered some tea, and the girl asked me, she was like, are you competing today? And I was like, no, I'm actually the DJ for today. Oh, man, that's so cool, blah, blah, blah. We talked about it, right? She was like, so do you play off of like a playlist, like on Spotify or something? She asked me kind of the same thing you just said. And I said, no, it's all up here. She was like, wait, what? And I was like, I have a I have a laptop and it's full of crates. So think of crates, like vinyl crates from back in the day, but they're folders. I was like, I have a bunch of folders. I have a bunch of music. I've done this event before, so I kind of know how it goes, but it's all up here. You know, how boring is that to just play a playlist song from beginning to end when I can have fun with it and I can mix Meg the Stallion with some EDM music and I can mix like I don't know some hip hop with like some dubstep like and it's fun and then obviously the athletes get all riled up so yeah it's all up here.
You got to be able to be flexible. This isn't no prepackaged shit. Like this
Yeah.
is homegrown, locally sourced, organic.
Yeah. And it's a lot of hours too outside of that. Like right now I'm preparing for 4 gigs that I have this weekend. And so I also have to take time outside of those gigs to prepare. Like, okay, well, what's the hottest song right now? Are there any other remixes to this song or to this classic? I'm looking at the playlist that the client requested. Okay, cool. Do I have any fun remixes for those? Like, so it's a lot of preparation that happens outside of that too.
Yeah. Nice. Well, I love that you can you're in a space where you can kind of say no to those like boring corporate gigs or events that like, just don't speak to you. Cause at the end of the day, like it's your time too. So you want to have fun.
Absolutely. Yeah. Cause like I said, like when I have fun, it shows.
Yeah.
And when I don't have fun, you can tell when DJs are not having fun. They're just like, and me, like, I like to be like with you. I like to be with the crowd, meaning not physically, but meaning like I want to be in your head. Like I see you, I hear you. You know what I mean? Like you're bobbing your head while you're eating brunch. Cool. Let me play something else. All right. Yeah. Like we're having a great time. That's what I love to give off to people.
And I'm the turn up girl in the center being like,
hey, see, I need you at every gig.
But no, like, I mean, okay, so you say you have batches and, each vibe is different. But are there like certain staples where it's like, okay, I know this is a crowd pleaser. Like growing up for me, like I know like it was always like the wobble or something, like something that's like gonna get the room going.
Yeah. I mean, definitely right now, Everybody by Nicki Minaj. That's like a hot song right now. How long I play it depends on the crowd because there's some crowds that's like, okay, I like this Jersey club type of beat, like that kind of thing. But then there's some people that's like, okay, this is too fast for me, whatever. So, so right now it's like the Nicki Minaj joint. As far as classics go, man, you can never go wrong with some Too Short. I go on and on.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about that song. I mean, it's just a classic. That one, classics, another one, Back That Ass Up,
Okay.
But I try not to play those all the time because then I sound like, something you would hear like on 6th Street all the time.
Yeah.
So I try to mix it up. But I know right now everybody's like the hot song. And a couple of Latin joints, some Peso Pluma, some Karol G. So yeah.
Nice, I love that. And then obviously, like you have a lot of like accolades, like you have done a bunch of cool shit in your career.
Yeah.
What was like a defining moment where it's like, okay, shit, this isn't just a hobby. Like I kind of made it.
Yeah. I would say it would probably be like the year after COVID being here in Austin that I felt it. So I've been DJing since 2011. I officially became like a DJ business in 2012. So I've been doing this for a minute. But where I was in San Antonio, my opportunities were very scarce. It was very tough for me trying to make it as a DJ in San Antonio. There was a lot of gatekeeping, a lot of egos. And I thought it was because I was a female or because I was gay or because of the way I look, right? Because I don't look girly, you know what I mean? But looking at it, taking a step back and looking at it, it's a dog-eat-dog world in the DJ world in San Antonio. Now, again, this is my experience. I've talked to other DJs that have had better experiences in San Antonio, and that's cool. But that was my experience. So what brought me here to Austin was a corporate job. And so I came here and I was like, man, I'm excited to be here because Austin is a big music city. So started networking, started making my rounds, started DJing a little bit more. I noticed I had way more DJ opportunities here. And the style that I have is more embraced here. So I was like, shit, I have something. Pandemic happened, unfortunately, and everybody shut down. So I started tapping into Twitch. and really found my style there. Like even more so. Like I found my voice. I was never on the mic. I was like that, like, I don't want to talk, I don't want to say nothing. I'm shy. Now I'm like, yo, what up? Da, 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 da. I'm shouting out everybody because I don't want to be a boring DJ that you look at on Twitch. Everybody's at home. So when I got out, when I got out, like we were in prison, right?
Locked up.
Yeah, when I was locked up, you know. But when the world opened back up, I was very fortunate to have a lot of opportunities to DJ now outside. And people really started to see who I was. And that's where I felt like, oh, fuck, like I'm making it. And I feel very blessed. I am so thankful that the universe brought me here. Yeah. I'm forever grateful that the city of Austin trusts me so much to put me where I'm at. So I don't take any of it for granted. So yeah.
Nice. I love that. And I feel like for a lot of ways and reasons, like the pandemic kind of forced a lot of us to slow down and kind of do a lot of reflecting because, you know, a lot of people were affected, impacted, but, you know, you're saying like it really helped you find your voice, like literally almost.
Yeah. Yeah. Because, man, I tell you, like when I would DJ before coming to Austin, yeah, I was very quiet. I was just staring at my laptop, looking at my gear, like if it was going to move somewhere, like I did not look up at people. And if I did, it would just be real quick, scan the room. And then I was very robotic, I felt, compared to now. Now I'm like, man, let's have some fun. Let's do it. Like, what do I got to do to make you have a good day? Yeah. You know what I mean? You came here for a reason. Let me give you a reason to stay and let's play some music. I don't mind requests. Like, you know, certain requests, but I don't mind requests because it's whatever is going to make you happy. But at the same time, trust me, like I got you. I'm going to play a request, but I want to make sure that people have a good time. And yeah, Twitch, the pandemic brought that out of me.
Yeah. Because you the DJ, you got to be having a good time for the people to be having a good time.
Absolutely.
You know, we feel that.
Yeah. But yeah, man, I feel so blessed to be here in Austin, and Austin really gave me a lot of opportunity to just grow as a DJ.
I love that. And I know you're talking about like you don't mind like people coming up for requests.
Yeah.
Do you have like a DJ pet peeve?
I do. And it's not requests. It used to be.
Okay.
But I put myself in people's shoes and I'm like, you know what? They don't know any better. Right? They don't know any better. They're thinking about themselves. And at the end of the day, it's up to me to want to play it. Does it fit? Am I going to play Cotton Eye Joe at an R&B event? Girl, absolutely fucking not. No. Right? And it's a conversation, right? It's like, you know what? That's not the vibe, but do you have anything else maybe R&B related that you want to play? Yeah. That's how I kind of go off that conversation, right? But my biggest pet peeve has nothing to do with requests or the people. It's about ego. That is my biggest pet peeve. I've had the pleasure of working with some pretty staple people here in Austin. And I've had also experiences where I've worked with people that are still up and coming. And for me, I don't care how popular you are. I don't care about that stuff. But if you come in with an ego, like I'm better than you, let me show you how it's done. Look at me. I hate that shit. And I hate it because it reminds me also of my old self, because I used to be that way. But when you take a step back, it's like, man, nobody cares. It's not about you. It's about the experience that you give to people. And when you give people what they want, you give off like energy and good vibes to people, they're going to remember you. See, there's this old saying, people don't remember what you do or your accolades. It's how you make people feel. Yeah. And I think that's, damn, I'm getting deep. Maybe that's like a legacy.
Socrates,
yeah, right? Maybe that's a legacy I want to leave behind, is how I made people feel. Yeah. You know what I mean? But that's my biggest pet peeve, is working with people with egos. I can't stand that shit. And in this industry, there's so much of that. And I'm like, man, I'd rather work with someone that doesn't know shit and is open to learning, right? Or someone that's open to teaching me something I don't know. Because if you teach me something, it's not going to take away from your business. It's going to make me better, and I have you to thank. Yeah. Versus it's all about me. Look, see, I hate.
And I feel like in Austin, I feel like I see a lot of like, I have a lot of DJ friends, and I see them all like come together, promoting, shouting each other out, working together. And I feel like there's this conception that if you're just starting out, or if you're wanting to go into the creative scene, like how I started this podcast, or if you're new to wanting to start DJing, you know, I feel like there's this mentality of, oh, the room is too small, or there's too many fish in the pond. And it's just like, no, you can't have that scarce mentality. Like there's a seat at the table for everybody, and you should give people their flowers.
Absolutely. I was having this conversation with someone recently. I can't remember who, but I remember this conversation. They were asking, how do you feel about the Austin DJ scene now? Do you think it's saturated? And I said, absolutely. But I don't say that negatively. Like, I think it's great that people like yourself and myself, we want to continue to tap into that creativity. And if for some people it's music, do it. Who am I to tell somebody, yeah, there's too many DJs now. You can't learn how to DJ. I'm nobody to tell anybody that. But what gets me is when there's no support. It's all about me. The old heads don't want to open up to the new people, and then the new people are like, ugh, like you don't know shit. Like I know the new music, and the crowd will tell you.
Yeah.
I've had events where I've gone where they're like, I've never heard anybody transition like you, and I'm like, what do you know about transitions? And they're like, no, we hear it. So people are paying attention. So the people will tell you, man, this person's good, this person's not. These DJs are whack, these are not. To each his own. Maybe people are brand new and they're still learning. But yeah, like I think it's a beautiful thing that people want to tap into their creativity and it's through music. So be it. But my thing is unity, because being united, support each other, you guys do more. And when I say you guys, I mean everybody. We all do more versus fighting with each other. Like that's not gonna get anybody anywhere, and it just makes people look bad.
And I think that's like a foundation too of like just music in general, like the old days with like cyphers and people coming up together, and like when you think about old groups and stuff, like all old rap, like Little Kim and Biggie and P Diddy, like all of them coming up together. So I love that, and I think Austin does a really great job of highlighting not just people coming up, but also like BIPOC, like Black, Indigenous, POC people, queer people. There was just an event recently, like where there's like an artist house where they're supporting, POC, artists. So I love that.
Yeah, absolutely. Because then you get to discover other people, and as a musician myself, as an artist myself, like you also start to get inspired by other people's work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You get inspiration like, oh man, I've never heard this before. Like this is dope. When I first started listening to, for example, Afro beats and Amapiano, I'm like, oh my God, this shit is amazing. My wife listens to it all the time. And I'm like, man, how could I pepper that into even a Latin set? You know what I mean? But if I was closed-minded, it's like, I don't want to hear that. You don't know anything about DJing, wife. Like, don't send me that music.
Yeah.
Number one, that's offensive to my wife. But then number two, like, I'm shooting myself in the foot, because I'm like, man, this is a hot shit right now, and I could have fun with it and mix it with like some Karol G, some Peso Pluma. Like you never know. So yeah.
And like doing that, you're closing yourself off to like a whole audience or a whole people that's gonna be dancing, and I don't know. I think there's room for everybody, and if you're wanting to start out and you're wanting to start DJing, or you're wanting to start art or whatever have you in the creative world, like just do it. There's a quote that I think someone said to Rihanna. They were like, Rihanna created Fenty Beauty Skin, and there was already like Maybelline, cosmetic. They're like, if she didn't start it because it already existed, we wouldn't have Fenty Beauty that had shades for all these different skin colors.
Exactly. So. There's a place for everybody. You know what I mean? And you have to tap into that, because you never know where it could lead you. Right? You may be the first Brianna Fenty in the DJ world. You may be the first Beyonce in the singing world of your area or something. Like, you never know, right? Now, maybe I should tap into singing. I'm just kidding. No.
Let's get in the booth.
No. God, no. But, yeah, man, to each his own. Like, I support it. You know what I mean? And there is so much resource out there. You know what I mean? There's YouTube, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
I'm learning more from YouTube than my damn college degrees, But there's so much resources out there. And if you don't ask, the answer will always be no. So tap into people. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. And I think the biggest thing is like your community. Like talk to people.
Yeah.
Look at the people around you. Like there was this like Issa Rae TikTok, and they're like, oh, Issa Rae, you got so successful. Like, how did you do it? How did you kind of come up? And she was like, when you're coming up, you don't look upwards. You got to look around you, side to side. Look at the people who are next to you, and y'all raise each other up. So yeah, I love that. I think that's great. And then obviously, like you've been doing it. You've been, DJ KICKIT. You've been doing your thing. So much so that like now May 17th is known as DJ KICKIT Day. Tell me how that was like.
Oh my God, man! Like I said, man, I feel so blessed and grateful, and it's about community, and the community came together to do this for me. Like, I didn't apply for it. I never thought ever in my life I would have my own day from the city of Austin. Like, that's wow to me. And so I want to give a big shout out and much love to TK Tunches. She is the founder of Las Ofrendas and Frida Friday. And she's a big supporter of mine. And she had reached out to me one day and she was like, you need your own day. And I was like, I do. I'm fucking tired. But not knowing what the hell she was referring to, I was like, yeah, girl, I'm tired. She was like, no, like, you need your own day from the city of Austin. I'm like, what? And she was like, I'm gonna work on something for you. And I was like, how do I do that? She was like, you don't have to do anything. I got you. So her, and shout out to Councilman Jose Velasquez from District 3. I hope I'm getting that right. But Councilman Velasquez. So her and him put their heads together and they made it happen. Now, I haven't played in front of the mayor. I haven't played in downtown yet. But man, May 17th happened. TK put together this market birthday party for me. I had my best friend from Houston come down. My parents from San Antonio came up. I had some peers come around, and it was a Sunday, so not a lot of people were available, like the DJ community wise. But I had some people there, some friends out there. Shout out to Leslie. Shout out to everybody that came out, man, and it was beautiful. Shout out to my girls, man. DJ Lamoon and Helios, they DJ'd it. Natasha Capri, man, she's a queen out of San Antonio. I love her. If you get a chance, please see her. She does an amazing Beyonce rendition. But yeah, they all came together, and May 17th is my birthday, and it's DJ KICKIT Day. So I feel blessed, man.
That is so dope.
Yeah, thank you.
That's like when you know you made it. Like, it's just all of my hard work paid off. I know it's a good feeling, and it all started from, on a phone.
Yeah, all started from the phone and all the way back to when I bought my first Boys to Men tape. So
yeah, shout out to Boys to Men.
Yeah, right. Because of that, and I thank you. No, but yeah, it was a beautiful day. So I'm trying to see what I can do for May 17th for DJ KICKIT Day this year. I'm trying to do like a community, like a give back event. I held my first toy drive in December, and it was so good to give back. Nice. Felt so good to give back to Avance. So Avance, a nonprofit organization that I was actually part of when I was little. So this year I want to do something like that again. So more to come. Can't say too much because we're still planning it out, but yeah, hopefully we can make it happen. If not, then I'm just going to eat pizza and eat chocolate cake. It's what I eat every year on my birthday. I'm
like, regardless, it's going to be DJ KICKIT Day. So I love that.
Yeah.
I love the idea of giving back to, like, passing it forward.
Yeah. I was an Avance baby. Avance is a program here in Austin based out of San Antonio. And they give back to underserved communities. And me and my parents, we were one of them. I was an immigrant kid, and we didn't have much. We didn't have shit. And because of this organization, they helped my parents get a job with benefits. We were able to stay here in the United States and not go back to Mexico. That organization gave my parents a lot of resources and a lot of help. And so shout out to them. So it felt good to give back to them. So we'll see what we do for KICKIT Day. But yeah, it felt, that giving back felt 10 times better than making people dance. Because, man, it came from right here to be able to give back to a community that gave to us when I was a kid.
Yeah. And I mean, well, DJing is a form of, like, empathy. It's a form of giving back to people. It's a form of, like, sharing almost your own sacred love and passion with the world.
Right. Yeah.
So
yeah, man.
I'm like, damn, we're getting deep today.
I know, right? I did not mean to get deep.
Boys to Men.
What is in this tea? Exactly.
But no, yeah. Thank you for coming today. Loved having you. I'm super excited.
Thank you for having me and for the invite, man. This was great.
Yeah. I mean, well, May 17th, you heard it here, officially DJ KICKIT Day.
Yeah.
But until May, I know we're still pretty early in the year. What are some events you're going to be at soon, or what do you want to promote or plug?
Yeah, well, this weekend, I don't know when this will air, but this weekend specifically, I've got a few events. I'll be at Lulu's, so I'm there once a month, but this Friday, I'll be at Lulu's for happy hour. Saturday, I will be headlining the first ever Fuck Yeah, Sis, Galentine's, I'm going to say it's like a bus party. So shout out to Clarissa, ATX Concert Queen, man. She's hosting this. If you don't have your tickets, if this airs before, then get them now. But yeah, it's a pretty dope, kind of like a bus tour, I guess. So they'll be stopping at Antone's and then another club, and then they're going to finish off with me at Superstition, just to party. It's an all women's Galentine's event. So I'll be doing that. And then Sunday, we do our monthly drag brunch hosted by Las Ofrendas at the Brutorium. So that'll be fun. Right before the Super Bowl, and then I get to see my usher.
Nice.
I'm excited.
Make sure y'all check it out.
Yeah.
And then, last really question before we kind of end this. But what gets you pumped and you excited as a DJ?
Oh, man. You know, to be able to do events that connect with the music that I connected to. So if you throw me in an R&B event, old school hip hop event, maybe even a Latin event, but for people my age, oh my God, it's like nostalgia for me. Yeah. And if everybody's ready to have a good time, people don't understand, like, it takes two to tango. Yeah. I could play the best songs, but if you're mentally not there, if you just don't feel like dancing, you're not drunk, then I can only do so much. And that's real talk. You know, any DJ will say, nah, I can make people dance. You full of shit. Some people don't want to dance. Yeah. But that gets me hype. It's like when I walk in and people are like ready to go, and it's, like I said, it's an event that I connect with musically. Forget it. I'm like, let's roll up my sleeve. Let's go.
Let's go. Yeah. Well, if you're wanting to book DJ Kick It, you got the energy, you're ready to dance. I guess where can people find you if they want to book you?
Yeah, word. You can go to my website, djkickit.com. You can also find me on Instagram. I am at DJ KICKIT 17, like May 17th. So okay. DJ KICKIT 17. Yeah. So yeah, follow me on Instagram. That's where I'm at. I'm still building up my TikTok, so don't look for me there. But yeah, DJ KICKIT 17 Instagram or djkickit.com.
Awesome. Well, thank you for coming, DJ Kick It.
Oh, word.
Inherently Gay podcast. We love you. You have the vibes. We're going to have to book you pretty soon.
Oh, man. Let me know. I'm down.
But yeah, thank you all for tuning in on this week's episode of Inherently Gay podcast. As always, I'm your host, Justin Dallas, and you can find me and the podcast on Instagram and TikTok at Inherently Gay, and you can find me at Justin Dallas. Until then, we'll see you next week. Remember, we have episodes every Monday on YouTube and Spotify. Until next time, we'll see you later.
Peace, 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 peace.